Good evening, and welcome to Total Party Recap, TPK Roleplay's content recap and talk show. My name is Tyrant, and I am one of 3 hosts for this show. Joining me are Turk and Heck, your second and third hosts from now into perpetuity, and a very special guest, Corndog. For all of our first-time viewers and listeners, let's go around the table and introduce ourselves very quickly, starting with Turk.
Oh, I think you're muted. He can't hear us. They can't hear us.
Are we all muted, or is it just Turk?
I think it's just... Oh! They can hear me!
Hi, Heck.
Hello. Oh, hey, what's up, guys? It's me, Sir Heckalot, here again this week. And I see Tyrant judging me for my intro, but I'm contractually obligated to do it now.
Guess who didn't update their thing to the new microphone?
Oh,
hey, everybody, I'm muted, but now I'm Turk. I was Daddy, but then I was muted, and then I'm Turk.
Okay.
So to give you a recap, I am now coming in loud and clear, and I'm full of all too much holiday cheer. I'm sticking to that rhyme, everyone. I had to say it twice, so everyone in the call can't judge me, but you, the audience, only heard it once, so it's clever. I am a player, DM, and general nuisance here on TPK. Super excited to jump into 2 weeks worth of content, as we did, 2 years worth of content.
So funny.
2 years worth of content here of TPK goodness, and with an excellent guest to help us kick off the new year right, and just general good vibes I think we all need to head out of that most cursed year of 2020s and into a better year of 2021. Yay!
Agreed.
2020.
Bye, Felicia.
Bye,
Felicia. Anyway.
That feels right for 2020.
It does. I missed all of this over the week that we had to skip, but we have a lot of holiday content to cover, and I'm super excited to get into it. But let's let our guest introduce himself first.
Hi everyone, I'm CorndoggMcGraw on the Twitters and stuff. Part of my thing was like, enter your gamer tag. I don't have a gamer tag. I play on the tabletops. But if I did have a gamer tag, it would probably be Godzilla Attack, because that was my AOL tag. So I feel like that's pretty good. It's because I run like a dinosaur. It's not actually like a good nickname. But I got made fun of a lot and was called Godzilla. So now I just like took it on and called myself that instead. So
good for you.
I had a friend who got nicknamed Bigfoot for the same reason.
I'm just bad at running. It's a lot of little arms and big legs. I don't really know.
I got big legs and little
arms. I don't think this plan was thought through.
That's falling apart.
That might be one of my what 3 fictional characters are you? That was definitely one of the characters I chose too. But yeah, I'm here twice a week, every other week on Wednesdays and Thursdays for Tiamat Thursdays, and we don't have a hashtag yet Wednesdays. Whoop whoop.
Mm-hmm.
I've suggested Wicked Wednesday, by the way, but I don't know if it's caught on yet.
I don't think that's caught on yet.
Gotta up your hashtag game there.
We're working on it.
I'm trying.
Hey, everyone.
Hey.
Once again, I am Tyrant, GM, staff member, and host for TPK Roleplay. You can find me on Twitch and Twitter at Dr. Tyrant. Really quick, I know we're a little behind schedule, but guess what? We're going to be here all night until we're done. We're not going to be here all night. How about a little background on TPR? Yeah! No, I'm kidding.
Okay,
I want to go home.
we are at home.
I know.
Yeah, welcome home.
This show
Have a
was
seat.
designed with the busy viewer in mind. We understand that not everyone has the time to consume all of TPK's content, so we are hoping that this show will be an answer to that need. We will be recapping and talking about each stream and event that happens at TPK every Sunday, barring holidays, at 5 p.m. PST, 8 p.m. EST, and everything in between and outside of those. This week's episode will cover an extended time period, not the normal 1 week, from December 21st through January 3rd, which is today. If you, the viewers, have any questions during the episode that you might want answered about some of the content or just have something you want us to talk about, feel free to say so in chat, and we will do our best to incorporate that into our discussions. All right. Now that we have all the formalities out of the way, because it was so formal, how about we dive into tonight's episode?
Heck yeah.
Hello, everyone. How are you?
Hello.
It has been way too long.
Super long.
I missed you all.
I know.
Same.
Very lonely when I'm not in my picture frame.
Same. Corndog, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Yeah, I know you guys all missed me too.
We did.
Yes,
We
we
did.
do.
Well, you're in so
We-
many good TPK things, though. It's very hard to
Yeah,
miss you.
listen. We get to watch you, and when you're not playing, we missed you.
Oh,
That's-
thanks.
That's very
I
true.
got to watch you guys recently, so that was pretty cool
What?
too.
I don't do
And-
things.
In what? I am not in a
Just
single...
about everything. You're in everything, Turk.
Hey, listen. I know.
It's not true.
It's a problem. No, but I want to hear how everybody's holidays went. If you had a fun holiday or if you had a not so fun holiday. If you want to talk about it, I'm here. I can be your shoulder to cry on. It's fine. Or if you need to, I can call Chrissy and she can be on the show too. We can just bring her on. It's fine. It's fine, guys.
So this be in the middle of the screen.
Yeah, she gets the
Just-
special
See
clip
how-
section.
She shows up in the fireplace, just hello.
No, I honestly, the holidays are as always just a fun time. COVID has drastically changed everything, though. But yeah, I got to hang out with the family here. I got some new toys, as you may be able to notice via the quality and technological difficulties I'm experiencing. But you know, it was a good time. Rung in the new year. With the weirdest holiday shows I think I've ever watched. Everyone is trying to make do, even big media companies, and they can't seem to figure it out. So you know, it was a great time. I'm trying to think of like some holiday tradition we observed that wasn't completely like shifted, but I'm kind of coming up blank. We opened presents on Christmas. We got to still do
yeah,
that.
Listen, there were still the classic holiday shows, okay? I will fight for anything Rankin and Bass, okay? They're good. The old like stop motion
Oh, of
animation.
course. Yeah, the
love them.
claymation is
I
there.
love them so much.
25
and, yeah,
days
it's
of
like
Christmas.
a tradition for the fam to watch them every year at my house.
And
So
I mean, we
that's
basically
what we did.
we basically had 25 days of TPK as well. So like, if you have
Yes, we did. And I don't know why I said that, but we are going to talk about some of those days. I assume.
sorry, can we talk about how Luca's never seen any of this claymation Christmas photos that you're seeing in chat?
How?
I'm sorry, what?
That's a
I'm
statistic.
not surprised by Niffer, but I am surprised by Luca.
Luca, that is a statistical improbability that you have never once seen any of these films just because everyone's playing them. Oh, okay.
Aw.
Well, that's sad, but also understandable, so you're off the hook there. Wow.
Some of them are just like the full movies are on YouTube, while some of them are more, No, I understand. I understand, Luca. My mother did not want me to watch SpongeBob as a kid because she hated SpongeBob's laugh. So I had to catch up on all the SpongeBob memes when I was older.
I was also not allowed to watch a lot of things growing up because I was in a weird cult. But then they came to our house and they found Beauty and the Beast and they're like, this is bestiality and devil worship and there's a witch in it. Get it out of your house. And my mom went, get out of my house. We're not in the cult anymore. And it was great. So like Disney can save lives, everyone. I don't know. That was a weird tangent, but that was my story of movies that I was not, but I was allowed to watch the creepy claymations.
there you go.
So,
Very, very important.
Yep, those were still
important.
permitted because they were still about the spirit of Christmas. So.
The creepy claymations being like the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to be a
Rankin and
dentist.
Bass, man.
I was like, I
Look,
think it's that, but I can't.
Dude's got a
I'm guessing
dream
something.
to be a dentist. He's out there grinding and fighting and just... He deserves his dream. It's a good
Yeah.
movie, Dan.
Yep, that's the holidays, everyone.
Yep.
That's
Hey.
the holidays.
Hey, listen. I know it probably looks like we are totally floundering up here, but it's just an elaborate ruse to segue into our first God, what I
Are
don't
you
even
okay?
I don't even know what we call these things anymore. Game, no,
One
Episode-
shots?
one shot.
Series
There
of
you
rotating one-shots.
Listen, guys, this is what you could expect pretty much if you watched the last Christmas Harper's one shot.
That's actually very fair.
It was just a whole bunch. It was just a whole bunch, and it's been a long time since that happened in my head. It's been like 2 weeks or so. So here goes nothing. We made an entire episode just completely around not cutaways, references to Christmas movies. And underneath all of those references was some sort of plot that we may or may not have gotten through. I'm not entirely sure. I made a character very not loosely based on Ebenezer Scrooge. And my goal throughout the one shot was to get through all of A Christmas Carol, the entire plot of A Christmas Carol within the episode. I did that. I think I did that before we even got to break. So
Yeah.
it was a lot. A lot happened in a very, very short amount of time. There was a giant snowball fight. Noir brought another crazy character that, thanks to a good table, I believe it was a good table.
It wasn't a bad table.
No, well, that's perspective. Thanks to, I believe it was a chat donation. It may have been in the game because I know there were there was a thing where we had in-game buffs, but I can't remember. No HP. How dare. But Noir's character got extremely buff and swole, and there was just a whole bunch of funny moments that we had where it kind of, we were caught off guard by something that Noir would say or post in the chat while we were playing. And the clip that we have actually gives you a sample of those moments where his comments completely derailed the session, and we had to just take a moment. So Turk, before I go any further, you want to show that clip?
I would love to, actually. Let's get right into it. If soon, so I can pull that away and click this button here.
Start posting puns in Discord.
I'm sorry, chat. Noir is just fucking killing it. Can I read a selection of these?
Let's just take a quick break here to read all of these puns.
Looks like I just took levels in cleric because I've been blessed by Broden. No wonder I got brought here, because I'm Jolly Saint Thick. Oh, Swoley Knight.
Call me the Manda Swolian.
I got visited by 3 Swolstice spirits. Call me Ebenezer Huge.
I'm sick of the mainstream media lying about my masses.
Peeps just mad that I'm filled with the Swoley spirit.
Put it on my calendar. Wait, I don't have one because I don't believe in any weekdays.
Oh! Okay,
Oh.
sorry. We needed to get that out.
So
Just...
good. Just popping off in here.
What's the transition out of that?
I don't know, dude.
No,
What did
we're
happen?
just as bewildered as chat was.
After that, it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell exactly what happened, but here's what I remember through the fog of all of the hysteria that we had after that. Not only there were probably close to 30 Christmas movies or references that we had throughout the entire episode, and all of them were very good. I have to say, some of them were like some of them were like, oh yeah, God, too animated. So we had the big snowball fight, which I believe Chrissy's character won. And then we went and played a present game where we had to choose the right present. And we either got a buff for the rest of the session or were attacked by a mimic. So that was great because everyone knows I love mimics. There was a lot of grumpiness from me, just in general throughout the session.
You want to let people know you're cleverly hidden, like, just the name of your character?
Yeah,
you did this really clever wordplay thing where it took me a little bit to figure out who you were trying to.
It did. It took you a while.
I'd like to think I'm a clever person, but you did throw a little bit of a sidewinder at me with this one.
Yeah, we so just for clarity, I wanted to choose a Christmas inspired character. So I was either going to do Santa Claus or Ebenezer Scrooge, and I was encouraged to go the Scrooge path because of obvious reasons. I'm a grumpy old man, and I named my character SC Rouge.
Now, I don't know if you guys picked that up, but I want you to do what I did. I want you to write out SC Rouge on a piece of paper, and you're going to see how clever this name is. It
is extremely clever, and I pat myself on the back to this day. But yes, we just kind of blaze ahead. After we got done with the games, and we were welcomed into this magical winter wonderland by Jack Frost himself, unbeknownst to us. Yes, Santa Claus. Oh my gosh, Santa Claus Rouge.
Oh,
no.
South Carolina Rouge.
Scott Kelvin Rouge. Okay, moving on.
So
We fought a giant gingerbread man. Yes, Gingerbread Man. I got confused because we fought Gingerbread Man in the last Harper's holiday special as well.
But
so
they were little ones.
yeah,
But yeah,
it-
you
yeah,
fought a
they
big one.
were tiny
It
ones.
feels
and
like the right
chairs
thing
were
to
thrown
fight
at it.
around the holidays.
Yeah. And then we were sent off on a quest to track down missing trees, solstice night trees, which we destroyed. We burnt up all the trees because they were animated and were attacking us. And we followed it back to this cave where there was a big tree party going on around a bonfire and a sleeping druid in the back, and just a whole bunch more holiday references were made, and we ended up seeing Jack Frost again. There was a really, really interestingly named monster at the very end of the episode. It was an elemental of sorts. It was just a whole really, really grand time. And it was a lot of fun to play, and I hope it was a lot of fun to watch. And I hope, maybe, probably not, my recap there did it a little bit of justice.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, it's a challenging thing. A Harper session in of itself is already fairly chaotic, but that one was definitely on the upper end of the scale in regards to.
Yes, it reminds me a lot. That specific session reminds me a lot of the Evie Ashwood session that
yes.
Turk ran a while back.
Same energy.
Can it be
except
said that I ran
same
that
energy,
campaign?
but not. Yeah, like.
Is it
8
legally
bad
allowed
teams.
to say that I was in charge in that session? Because it did not
No.
feel like I was in charge.
Well, no, I mean, like,
not.
you brought us to the table, but the table was not yours, my friend. Yeah, that's also a really good one to watch. If you really, truly just want an episode of hijinks from
That isn't this show.
that isn't the show, like a true one shot of hijinks, which, you know what, that's a good point, y'all. We should do a one shot for TPR. A
No.
recap one shot. No, maybe.
No.
We have to fight the monsters that are on each
Shot
show.
down. This is me.
Recap
Shooting that
fishing
idea down.
trip. We'll brainstorm.
Old
Oh my
Buddy is the
goodness.
final boss of the campaign.
Oh my, no, that's what we're fighting next in Tyranny of Dragons. But we'll
Good.
get there.
Kill
We'll get
it.
there later.
Yes. Oh, the Attack of the Hamsters, animated by Old Bitey.
Oh,
Monsters
okay.
attack.
Yeah.
Guys, I don't even. Oh yes, Evie Ashwood. Go watch that. It's really good. If you really just want just the pure hijinks.
Speaking of gifts that maybe, holiday season things you feel like people were too nice in giving you. The people who wrote Evie Ashwood sent me this little beautiful Cthulhu dice box and with dice in it, and this lovely bookmarker afterward for running their session so well. And my immediate thought when they reached out was, did you watch that? Because guys, that was supposed to be
Cloak
a
of
very
Steve was used.
political, it's supposed to have this like political intrigue to it, and like they're supposed to be like questioning people and like, oh, the larger, what are you going to do, and like what's the larger implications of all our actions here? And they're like, yeah, laser pointer, a council of cats, this may be evil, let's make fun of them, purple and all that. Yeah. And they were like, great.
Yep.
So it goes to show that even the people who wrote it, who write adventures, can just have that kind of chaotic energy about them and enjoy
You just
that.
you make it what it is.
Yep.
You would
Hey.
think, yeah, you would think,
Hey.
what?
You know what? It's
What?
okay. It's okay if we have goofs. If goofs were not allowed, you know what would happen?
What?
we would not be able to air this show.
That's
That's
actually very
That's
fair.
very fair. I mean, Corndog, you're in two campaigns now. You can probably speak to this. TPK, I feel like we have our serious moments, but I think there's just certain sessions where like the energy of the call of the entire session is just, we're not gonna get anything serious done today. Like, do you feel like that's
Oh yeah. I mean, we have full on like hours will go by and we're just like, I don't know what happened, but we have not done anything that we were supposed to do that we discussed prior to this session. And we have like an hour before we're supposed to be done with today's session. I'm also in campaigns with Noir and Nif, so that also promotes a lot of feral energy.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like,
holders of the monkey wrench.
Yeah, are you going to do things the way you intended? But I can't really say much because I've also been very much a contributor of hijinks, especially because I forget that I have an intelligence-based character, and I personally do not have the same intelligence as my characters, so that's always super fun. But I definitely, and even just watching other shows too, like watching just how feral the chat got with Frost Maiden on Friday, of everyone getting so excited about a cat, right? Like right towards the end of the session.
Yeah.
And you could see that there's like the look on someone's face of like, I want to continue this story. We're in the middle of an avalanche and people were just like, cats! And that just ripped everything apart. So I was just like, yeah, there's a lot of feral cat energy here at the TPK camp.
That's the best way to describe. There's just a lot of feral cat and wild bird energy in the Discord, which I would encourage everyone to come join if you haven't already.
Speaking of the Discord.
All right, I'm here for it.
Which one of you rapscallion moderators or purveyors of emotes made an old bitey emote?
You have two
for
guesses.
The Discord.
You have two guesses.
And you can't scroll through chat. You can't scroll through chat. You have to guess.
If we keep talking like this, one of us is gonna have to recap this whole bitey again.
We already did it. You can't do it twice. That's new rule. No.
New rule.
Fuck
man, I would.
There's a GIF emote. Oh boy.
Thankfully I can't see GIF emote.
Anyway.
Oh,
you have two guesses who did it.
I don't want to even guess. I don't want to know who betrayed. I don't want to know. Anyway.
Fine.
Did someone clip the face he was making? Like, I didn't realize that's what the face was.
Oh, don't worry, because.
Oh God, HP.
Oh my goodness, that would be
You're
an
allowed
entire
one.
one.
Okay.
Do it.
You may
do it,
once.
HP.
But speaking of things of people going through very difficult situations, with an outside force oppressing them at all stages of their life, we had Beyond the Undergrowth.
We did. We absolutely did. And you know, I feel like a segue into that would be a pretty low-hanging fruit, just like the party had to go for. And completing a recipe that a very skeletal Saint Nick proposed to them, which was very interesting to see Tony introduced to the party and how okay the group was just approaching this very skeletal Santa Claus. But they had to find these white pear-like fruit and some dinosaur meat in order to get some cool presents, and by that I mean magical items from Santa Claus. It was very interesting to see how they solved the puzzle version of getting these fruits, since it was basically this like anti-life bubble around where the fruit was. That through various means that you're gonna have to check out by watching the episode, they were able to get the fruit and then actually fighting a very large dinosaur again, 2 sessions in a row now, guys. to to get the items that they needed for Skeleton Santa, and I actually pulled a clip from the dinosaur fight. If we want to roll that footage real quick.
Is that? Are we allowed to? Is this? I'm seeing the name of this clip.
Allowed?
Is this?
I think.
Oh boy.
Maybe.
Okay. Terms of
It was
service
already
agreement.
said on stream.
Okay.
So.
Well, here we go. Oh, get a little hot in here.
Give it
on, big boy.
Give me
God.
all the damage.
He's pissed.
Oh yeah.
Or
he
maybe
is.
she. You don't know. You don't know how to
Yeah.
sex a dinosaur.
Are they angry? I couldn't tell from the last 3 turns.
I could probably figure
So
out
angry.
how to sex a dinosaur if you really wanted me to.
The worst part is that it cuts off right there.
Yep.
This is just like a general statement, like, hey, by the way.
You know how druids do, just sexing dinosaurs, as you do.
No, man. Listen. I play a druid in a new show that we are going to talk about later in the episode. I don't know if he would sex a dinosaur, to be completely honest. That seems like a lot of work, and we're gonna stop there because
we're gonna stop there.
Because
lots of phrasing in that episode as well. Lots of phrasing in the episode that we're gonna talk about with you, Tyrant, too.
I
don't know what got into us this week. I think it was just the
lot of pent-up
excitement of
holiday
getting back
energy.
into module week. But yeah, that was a time, and we learned a little bit about a particular deal that was made between characters and Human Annihilation too. So definitely tune back into that, and there'll finally be back to finding some dragon bones. So definitely tune in next week.
finally get back to finding the thing that is not part of the central plot line, but is instead a tangent that they
I think Cole has put it best, is they don't know what is going on and they do not care.
Yes.
They're gonna go on the trail that they see in front of them, even if it's not a trail, and that's okay.
Well, hey, we've all played in a number of settings. As of to date, I have played in Barovia, I've played in Wildmount, I've played in the Faerun. I was wondering what settings has everybody played in, and what do you think? Because we're on the topic of Chult, what do you think is the most interesting, or what interested you the most in terms of the settings that you've played in?
Well, if I am kicking it off here due to my position on the screen, I've mostly honestly played either in Forgotten Realms or Homebrew. And while Forgotten Realms has been really fun, but the most fun I've had is a homebrew world. Interacting with the world was a homebrew setting where the world was dying, like falling apart, and everyone's trying to figure out how to stop it. And it was really fun. If you've ever played Banner Saga, it was kind of like that, where everyone's constantly like, well, we think safety's here. Well, this is a trap. This is a bad place. Or this has already been picked over. Like, we need to go over here now. We're following safety. Find safety. And our group, it was this very fun and interesting world in my view, not just because of the work the DM put into it, but the setting itself. You could, the overall plot felt very important to the survival, similar to what's happening with the adventure here in Chult, and how critical it is that the heroes do their heroism things in order to save the setting. And it feels good as a player to have an impact on the world. And when we messed up, places died, and when we saved places, they were saved, and felt like you had that agency there. So those are the most engaging. But now I guess I'm stepping foot into Barovia for the first time. So we'll have to see how I'm feeling about that later.
Thanks, Turk.
Are we just doing Dungeons and Dragons, or is it like any RPG experience?
Any TTRPG.
Ooh,
To be fair, okay,
that
should we
changes my
say
answer.
the city in Electric Bastion lands is
exactly
wild, but that's it.
It
Not
is
for me.
wild.
I've
It's so
said too much.
interesting, but so wild.
Because I have played in a lot. I've done the Star Wars universe, just oodles of D&D stuff. I think I had the most fun though, playing with a group of friends, just kind of like goofing around where none of us really had an idea of like what the campaign was going to look like, including the DM. But in Ravnica, because we're just like, ooh, this area is just cool, and like all of us wanted to build like cool artificers and other things that were like within that realm. And so mainly it just turned into a bunch of like Belle's father from Beauty and the Beast once again. We were all just like fidgeters and like tinkerers and stuff like that. And so that one was a lot of fun. It's also just the artwork in the book was why I bought it in the first place. And so it was cool to be able to be inspired by that book to create a character. I think I mentioned Star Wars, but a lot of worlds in like the Genesis universe. So FFG's narrative-based system. So Star Wars comes with that, including like different realms of Star Wars. So you've got like Force and Destiny, Edge of Empire, and things like that. So if you wanted to have like a Jedi-based campaign, you could do that. Or if you wanted to be basically everyone else that exists in the galaxy, besides like that small, tiny fraction of beings, you could do that too. And it was super fun. I also play tested the Keyforge one and was really excited when that came out, but it came out while we've been in quarantine. So I have not played it with friends since. But yeah, I love mixing and playing around with different systems. I just really enjoy RPGs because I don't play video games and stuff like that. So for me, like this is where I get my fix.
For sure. Like thinking about my roleplay experience, like I have mostly been in homebrew. Like that's kind of been the main thing, whether like it was my own homebrew or playing in a different homebrew world. Played a little bit of Faerun, like especially Waterdeep. Like Waterdeep is so like it's its own like thing with how much detail there is about this one city, like as a setting. Like going through Dragon Heist, like there was just so much thought out in my opinion. I was like, that's absolutely insane. Like, why did you think about that? Like, why did you think about this one little shop here, and then on another street there's this other little shop here, and like it just keep going on and on. There's like the whole map. I don't know if you guys have looked at maps of Waterdeep. You probably have. Like, there's just so much material on this one place on this entire continent, which is absolutely crazy to me.
I've looked at a map or two of Waterdeep, just like once or
Yeah,
twice. Just for fun.
Cruised,
Just for fun. Not
as
for
it
any
goes.
desperate plannings.
Speaking of the city from Bastionland, I would say so. I would split my favorites into a module, my favorite module, and my favorite homebrew. A lot of what I've done has also been in homebrew, but I don't want to talk about my own stuff because, like, my favorite thing that I've played in that's been homebrewed is my friend from college built an entire kind of Bastionland esque city, kind of like if you think of like Coruscant from Star Wars, but in medieval fantasy times. Kind of built that, literally made a map of it, like with appropriate sketchings and like real size, and we played off of that map. And it was really cool. Just seeing all of the effort he put into that. Like he had been working on it for years and years and years. So seeing that was really cool. And then my favorite setting of all time is Barovia. It has to be. It has to be Barovia, because I like pain. And speaking of Barovia,
Hey, yeah.
Hey.
Guess what? I'm Barovia boy this week. And to start, let's
Could
talk
that
about.
please be your title in the Discord server? Just Barovia boy.
I have changed my name so many times in the last few weeks. I don't know who I am anymore.
stop changing.
I don't know who you are like 90% of the time.
That's fair.
Like, there was a day I went into chat and there was 7 Turks and I was like, I'm out. I can't deal with this right now.
Yeah. I might have started a small cult for a moment there.
That's fine.
It was fine. It's okay now. It's over. Anyway, speaking of weird cults and strange religions, Barovia and Curse of Strahd and Darkest Night, Brightest Light. We had, oh boy, this one was, it was good. I feel like this was, and feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, Corndog, as you are one of the prime players in there. I have to say there are some kind of secondary players in that group.
Like, wait,
yeah, the secondary players you don't see, they're operating the, all the little NPCs on behind. Yes.
We all got 'em.
Oh, you guys don't have understudies? Interesting.
No, no, we definitely do.
Okay, good.
We've got understudy money.
Of course. Well, good to hear that. Good to hear that. But this session started with some, it felt like the end of a kind of chapter for the group with the orphanage, and this is called Goodbyes for a reason. It's definitely it's tough. I mean, it's the first whole third of the section. It's just everyone dealing with their characters and moving away from this thing you've all put so much work and effort into, and then going out into. I mean, you guys have been fighting some horror stuff, sure, but like now it feels like, you're heading into it. Like that's the no more side distractions. Like, let's get it. But you guys are off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Wines, and that's it. Yeah, Wizard of Wines.
Wizard of Wines.
Yeah,
that's where we're going.
And you guys hit a small, medium-sized speed bump, shall we say? And the good news is, your party has while I will not say that you guys are going to while you guys have not mastered everything about your characters yet, which is totally fine, and actually I think makes the session a little bit better that everyone's still figuring out everything their characters can do and remembering things in an instant. You guys were able to pull through, and you have quite some moments, and to the credit of silly moments shining through, I mean, and again, silly moments helping make this show, I did select this clip to kind of highlight that even in combat in the darkest of nights, there is a bright light of comedy that can shine through, and I'm going to shut up and play the clip.
And another con save.
Oof.
Okay, perfectly fine.
Hey.
I am built for tough, man.
Built soul tough. Oh,
thanks
fantastic.
for the follow, Dirge.
So yeah, even in the midst of combat with a deadly foe, there's those moments that just like pop, and someone will say something funny, and then the group just it's like it is, especially I feel with more heavy sessions like that, when you kind of gonna feel like that knot in your chest, like, oh, this is a tough fight, this is a dangerous situation, this is emotionally difficult, and someone just pops a small remark or makes a small wordplay thing, and it's just like, oh right, it's a game, it's okay.
Some good catharsis. It's very healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, very good.
And knowing the moment to pull those is also important. Like someone like constantly cracking wise might not be the best thing for the group, especially when everyone's like, my character's dealing with some things, but having small cute moments to kind of like be like, we're having fun, it's good, we're all fine. Like I think that's very good. So I mean, tell me, CorndoggMcGraw, from your view, is this kind of like is this a turning point in the campaign?
personally definitely think it has been a turning point. I think, like, I know what my character was feeling and stuff like that before we, like, decided what we were going to do at the orphanage and stuff like that. And I was just like, okay, I'm ready to move on. Do. And watching everyone else kind of have to deal with their feelings when I, Courtney, above the table, know what some of those feelings are like. Like, watching what Uther had to go through is something that I personally have gone through. Like, saying goodbye to a child isn't fun. But fortunately, like, Last HP was great during that. Noir was very respectful, and it was a very, like, I kind of feel like I got my emotions out, like, the 2 weeks prior. Like, got all the pent-up stuff that I didn't realize I was dealing with out, so I was a little bit more calm going into this game. But I definitely, like, when you mentioned about, like, needing those moments of just something light, of a joke, I have felt like this has been the campaign that I've gotten, like, most deep, kind of, like, under the roleplay water, where you kind of forget that this is just a game. And for me, like, as we were going on, it was the feeling that came into my stomach of, okay, this is the start. This is the start of the really bad times. Like, yes, we're going out and going on all these searches, and we're going to go see some Wizard of Wine and stuff like that. But I think for Ficus and for me as a player, it was like, okay, here we go. This is where it's going to get immensely harder. And then when we came across this weird dude on a horse in the woods, I was just sitting there like, okay, how do I play this out? Like, how do I get through this? Because there's goats coming out of the trees, goat people, and there's this crazy guy on a horse. I am so scared as a person above the table. I was like, what if we lose someone here on the road? And that someone happened to become me, because I don't know how to play a rogue yet. I'll learn, don't worry.
No.
I made a sheet so that way I can get through it and be better next time.
I said before the call, I played a level 20 rogue from 10 up. I forgot evasive. You forget features about your character all the time, and it's a rogue. You feel like, oh, that's a super simple sheet to look at. They don't have spells or anything to manage.
No.
It's just
you forget.
It's
happens.
human.
Well, no, it's because it's all features, right?
Yeah,
So, like,
it's all
remembering
features. You forget
all
one
of those
feature and you're
features.
just
Yeah.
I could play a cleric in my sleep, but playing a rogue, I'm just like, I don't know what this one sheet of paper means.
Exactly, because like with the cleric, you have your spells, which are nice and very easily presented for you in D&D Beyond, or whatever you use, and then you have like channel divinity and some features, and then you have the 50,000 features that every non-caster has.
Yeah.
Or like like warlocks have their
the Eldritch invocations.
The invocations, yes. Like you can cast this at will, or like your Eldritch Blast pulls or pushes things, and you totally forget that because you don't remember things.
Yeah, it's just like, even, oh my gosh, and then there's Druid, which is its own can of worms, because like, okay, you have spells that you prepare, but also there's Wild Shape, and with Circle of Wildfire, at least when I'm playing in Tyranny of Dragons, like, you can do different things with your Wild Shape. I'm playing a Shifter, which has its own Shifter feature. I'm like, there's so much.
Oh yeah, that's why I went just as like a normal ass elf for it. I was just like, no, I'm not doing anything that has any sort of characteristics that I have to learn on the back end.
No one ever plays Shifters, so I was like, I need to do this.
Yeah.
Disclaimer, I'm very happy to be playing this character. It's just a lot.
Yeah. Now, before we move on to the next thing, which is Tyranny of Dragons, which Heck just mentioned, I wanted to spend a little more time on Darkest Night, Brightest Light, and then take a quick break because we're reaching the halfway-ish point. One thing that I want to know, Corndog, is from what you already know of the lore that HP has presented to you, and what you can generally assume from TTRPG tropes or horror tropes or whatever, what are you most excited for in the coming sessions? And what are you most afraid of in the coming sessions?
All right. I'm going to start with what I'm most afraid of because I definitely know what that is. And it isn't even like the big bad or anything like that. It's the real possibility of losing Uther's kind of humanity. And like Ficus was kind of attached to Uther early on. And then as Uther was like dealing with his stuff, she like found more friendship in Leaf and Soul even. She's like, this Warforged is weird, but they had like a whole buddy cop scene, and now she realizes like they can fight really well alongside each other. But I think it's like she very much believes, and I'm also wondering this of Noir, but has Uther just already succumbed to kind of like the darkness that's here, like the darkness that's all around us, and it's just kind of in I don't care what happens mode. I just want to beat the crap out of things that are going to try to take my son from me. So I think she's very much like, I'm kind of worried about him because what happens if I can't save him? Like everyone else was very caught up in saving the kids, saving the children, whether it's the newborn baby or the kids we kind of found along the way. But now like Ficus is very much like, how do I save Uther? And like, how do I make sure Uther makes it out of it? And she's comes up to his kneecaps. Like is very small, very like doesn't have a lot of wisdom. That's her dump stat. But she's like, I don't know how to fix this. I don't know anything about healing. I don't know what to do. And so very fearful, and I think that's definitely going to be something that she always takes into consideration going forward. What I'm most excited for is honestly, if we do get to a big fight, just watching Soul and Uther just tag team go back to the same like bromance duel fighting that we saw in like the very early sessions where they were just like, I'm gonna body slam this guy. I'm gonna jump off, a balcony from 3 stories up inside this house.
Feral. We love it.
Yeah, and just go nuts. And like when I was watching that as a player, I was cracking up the entire time because it was just so much fun. And as a player, I would love for us to get back to something that's fun like that and goofy like that. So if given the opportunity, I would like to see a fight get weird again.
Yeah.
You
And
want
That's what I'm excited about.
You want to tag team powerbomb Strahd through the top
Yeah.
ropes.
Yeah. And I want Ficus to also feel confident being the one to like drop an elbow.
Yes, atomic elbow drop.
Yeah.
By God, Strahd's been broken in half.
Turk needs a WWE Strahd
Look.
match. Okay, listen, he needs this. You have to do it now. We have to speak this into existence right now.
Yeah, get Niffer to say it 3 times that Strahd has that some way, some part of the ancient pact is that Strahd has to be taken down for a 3 count before he can destroyed.
HP, please let it happen.
Or at least just like have Strahd do like a wrestling match or something while he's messing with them. Just like
Just give us like a beef boy that he controls. Like he could even be off to the side. Just give us that barrel fight that we so desperately need.
No, I'm glad you bring up. You think I can stop things from happening? No, we don't. HP. I'm glad you brought up caring for one of your other party members, because I think in TTRPGs, especially in like ones that I've seen, like if you think about it, like Critical Role, I think does this a lot, and the Adventure Zone does this a bit. They get so caught up, and it happens here at TPK too, especially with long form campaigns. You get so caught up in what you're doing, and it's just go that it's really kind of hard to step back and ask yourself as a player, what is this? What is happening right now in this campaign doing to my character? and obviously we have a visual representation of that with Uther, or at least more obvious. And sometimes it's really not so obvious. And I think it's important for us to recognize that, yes, sometimes we do need to take a step back and worry about our other PCs, even our other players at points, because, especially in a campaign like Curse of Strahd, things can get really intense. And, HP does this, kind of delves into this really nicely with his post-session talks. But if you aren't doing something like that where you're examining things immediately, it is nice, and this is general advice for anyone who's listening. It is nice to just kind of take a step back and think about, hey, what is this doing to my character? What is this doing to me? What is this doing to the people around me, both in game and out of game? And I think not only will you get more character development out of that line of questioning, like you may have seen in some of the Patreon posts we've had with Harper Season 1, but I think you'll come to have a stronger chemistry with your other cast members as well. So I appreciate you bringing that up, Corndog, that you're worried about Uther. But yes, and along the same line, right before we go to break, and Heck, your announcement about the thing, the contest.
Oh, okay.
But are we doing that in the middle or at the end?
I mean, we can.
Okay.
It looks like
we will.
Is it still tied?
We will consult.
Still tie it up.
We will consult the oracles, and get back to you. But before we head to break, because we're halfway through the content and we're on time, surprisingly. If you want more talks about this kind of stuff, about examining yourself and your characters and the kind of therapeutic side of TTRPGs, you can find the latest Murder and Coffee episode that happened in December, where I had Chrissy, Callie Numbers in chat on, and we talked about therapeutic TTRPG experiences, and it was incredible. But anyway, let's get goofy, let's get serious, and we'll be right back. Welcome back to Total Party Recap. This is the second half of our content for tonight, and I think we have a contest winner to announce.
Corndog, can you see?
I can. Can you not see?
No, I can't see anything.
Oh.
I wasn't able to see. I was just looking down at my teacup.
Okay, well, anyway, we have a winner for our December Clip of the Month contest from our wonderful Monster of the Week campaign, Roundhouse Whitebridge, and it is titled "It's Back." Why don't we just roll it? I think we should just roll it.
Everyone knows that they did.
Hey, will you get off your phone? You're gonna.
Dude.
You've got a lot to catch up on, I know, but.
We've been gone so long that porn is back on Tumblr. I don't think you understand. This changed everything.
What? This is the first thing you look up. Thank you. That is the clip winner. for the month of December.
We did it, everybody.
That
we
clip.
did it after a neck and neck tie. Like the entire time we had the voting open. It finally went out. So yeah, congratulations to Purple Phil, the one who clipped that. We will be getting in touch with you shortly about merch stuff for winning the contest. But we're probably gonna keep doing these for each month. So if you weren't picked for this one, keep doing clips. It doesn't even have to be clips from during the live show. If you want to go back and clip something, you can do that too. It just has to be from the actual time period that the programming of the contest is, basically.
And real quick, we had a lot of submissions this month, the most ever in a month per the stats. We had 103 clips submitted throughout this month, with 12 participants. And Purple Phil, thank you so much. You won this month. But I want to take a moment and recognize the rest of the people that contributed to the contest. Chrissy, Kelly Numbers in chat, thank you so much. Mr. Rogers, Heck, thank you. Sir X Franco, Cole, Niffer, Last HP Hero, Turk, Luca, That Magic Juice, and Proper Nerdy, thank you all so much for contributing to the clipping. In the future, so as Heck said, we will be continuing with the Clip of the Month contest. We will be taking a look at the rules for the contest, so that we can kind of just make it a little more interesting, a little more fair in certain areas. But we will be back to announce the new winner, probably the first TPR of February. So get all of your clips in for the month of January, starting
Well, it already started.
Starting when. And remember that we will only be accepting clips from content in the month of January. So if you had a special moment that you can remember from 2020, 2020 is dead. 2020 is dead. We are not speaking of 2020 anymore. That is
out of here.
Everything
doesn't
is
even go
dead.
here anymore.
Yes. 2020 is dead. Low key.
Let's just
2020.
2020 some more.
That
was good.
Yes. So January content only, and we will release the new rules contest so we can be as transparent as possible very soon. We just need to work through that. But anyway, thank you all. Thank you to everybody who submitted. Congratulations to Purple Phil. We really appreciate all of the work that all of you put in to make this such a success. And we hope that it continues to grow and grow in the future. Anyway,
By the way, the clip,
next?
the one was the one that I picked. So, just saying.
Yes.
Is that are you really gonna drop that gauntlet
But-
right now?
Yep,
But who was in the clip?
that's fair.
Who did neither of those
Shout out-
things?
Shout out to Sarah though for making that.
Yeah, Sarah is a
That was
genius,
so good.
and she deserves all the praise.
All the praise.
Speaking of deserving all the praise,
Me.
dragons.
Hello.
Am I right?
Dragons are you right? I don't know.
Dragons deserve praise.
Dragons
they've
be
been
kind of
mean.
dragons be
They've been
acting
kinda
kind of
mean
sus
in
lately.
in this campaign. I don't know how I feel about them. Yeah, see, Corndog gets it. Corndog gets it. But yeah, I guess that brings us to our Tyranny of Dragons, Queen's Gambit recap, where we made it to a very large camp of apparent followers of a cult that we suspect to be a Tiamat at this point. That's fair enough. But yeah, we very much did not want to just run in and fight all of these people. So we what
happened?
Yes.
All right, we didn't want to be sleeping with the fishes, right? So
Yeah,
we got yeah, see, so we got our boys. We got our boys together, and we went over to that watchtower. We hit that, and I don't know what the fuck.
Hit it good.
I'm
Yeah.
so sorry.
Yeah, boss. Big dabby boom.
And hit that, and so the other group did a little bit of leapfrog, right? I don't know what the fuck this accent is. I'm so sorry. We went
you know
around.
the accent is. See, she's got the best.
And became this giant spider again, right? And made it down the cliff to try to free these prisoners. But other half of the party was doing God knows what elsewhere. And we kind of I love that I started that. This is very good. Yes. This turned into spiders. We're spider gangsters now. I hope you're happy. And we kind of just left off at rescuing these prisoners, right? And so at the very end though, there was this fish, right? At the very end, he was talking to us from this cave.
Yeah,
And
what did he
we
say?
got- we
What
got
was
a
he
clip of it.
talking about?
He was talking trash. Let's show the clip.
I'll show the clip. You okay? You okay, Heck? You good, boss? You know, I'm gonna roll the clip for her. Oh, hey.
Mouth. You're gonna hear a deep. And before we cut, you are also going to hear. Where it goes, I don't know. Probably under all that snow. Aster, who are you? How can we find you?
Everyone good?
Good. So we talking trash, right? And we're gonna go in there. We're gonna bring out the guns. We're gonna go brap, brap, and get rid of him. He's gonna be sleeping with the actual fishes.
Yeah,
His
big
brothers.
dabby boom.
So that's what happened.
Yep. That is
I'm
that
so
is what
sorry.
happened.
I'm so sorry.
Corndog, hey. Thank you, Purple Phil. Can we take away the clip contest win there for that? No, fine. God, Turk. Hey, Turk.
Yeah, see? Oh, sorry. Yes. See?
That was a good goof. It was a good goof.
Thank you. That's the kind of humor you bring me around for.
It got me for sure. Oh no. Hey, listen. We're all about BBEGs, right? And as Heck just pointed out, they may or may not think that Tiamat may be a thing now. And now we have a BBEG jumping between not only one campaign to a talk show, but also to another campaign. So that's pretty neat. No, but I'm very interested to see what the possible old, because we don't know if it's actually old Bitey, right? Like, how could he be so powerful to be in multiple places at once? Is he that powerful?
He
Have we missed
exists
something?
outside of time and space.
Oh my
What
god.
if this is just, what if we're in the future or like we're in the past compared to another campaign?
Oh, that's a good
What
point.
if we're not simultaneous? What if there's an adventurer moving around Old Bitey?
It's just some big like Avengers multiverse thing where
What if old Bitey is the Infinity Stones?
Oh my god, no. No.
We do have a time wizard in our party, so
I'm gonna use the stones to destroy the stones then. No? Not a good reference? Bad.
no, but
Shame
I'm
on me.
definitely gonna talk to Nif about her watching Doctor Strange, so that way we can get time wizard bullshit going.
There
on.
you go. That's the take.
That'll be how this starts.
Yeah, so old Bitey hijinks. Hey, let's talk about the actual campaign, should we?
Yeah,
Shall we?
yeah, no, because we have two
I
players
mean,
here.
it's kind of hijinks too. I feel like there were a fair amount of hijinks and like kind of a heist episode, which was interesting.
Yeah, I felt like the heist was like the most chill part of the episode.
Yeah.
Where we're just gonna go down the cliff and we're gonna do this. And then everything else that was going on was just hijinks city. And we're just like, we just came here with like one thing in mind. Maybe two.
And we're doing like 4.
Like figure out who Purple Guy was and then rescue potential prisoners and then also get eggs. And so far we've accomplished half of one of those.
Yes.
Like, I think we've untied them, but we ended with, like, the voice in the cave, so.
Yeah.
Which was due to a chat donation, if you guys didn't know. Yeah, we have this thing called the TPK Deck of Things, where there's a certain card written by a certain co-host that allowed this to happen. I'm not going to spoil anything, but that's what allowed this to happen.
Yes. My cards have been coming up a lot recently for the deck of TPK things, and I'm not a huge fan because a lot of them are bad.
A lot of them are bad. Then there's like a couple neutral ones and like 2 good ones.
Yeah.
And then the best one, which hasn't been pulled yet, which is the Bard's Refrain, and it needs to be pulled.
Yes. Yes.
Look, no, okay. To be fair, that's the best card, but there's so many other cards that are in there, and as terrible as it is to say, there needs to be a way to get some of the old ones that we kept pulling out, because for some reason, people keep pulling the same ones. Nothing's wrong with the same card. Like,
no, this is the first time Dreadnought's been pulled.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah, when I heard that, I DM'd a campaign for 2.5 years back when we had like tables that people could sit at.
Oh.
Because I'm not going to try to deal with technology. That's not my
bygone
thing.
era.
Yeah, back when tables were real.
In the before times.
And so my brain instantly was like, Dreadnought, I know what that is as a DM. And I was like, what the is going on right now? And I just like instantly was like, we're level 4. Like,
yeah.
Hell, what? Like, you can't just throw an astral dreadnought in here and expect us to live. I was like, we're all gonna get one-shotted by that guy. This is gonna be great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure that a like fully leveled, decently sized party can take on an astral dreadnought. So
No.
you don't have to worry about that. But I would be worried. But speaking of, so it seems like you guys have gotten, some road under your belt, and you've, been able to kind of flesh out your characters a little bit and flesh out the world and the campaign a little bit. In a previous episode that we had, we showed a clip that discussed how you guys didn't know what was going on necessarily, and you you needed a point in the right direction for the plot. And so I want to know, in both of your perspectives, was there a moment that magic put in there that kind of it clicked for you what you should be doing, what the general theme would be, where you should be going? What was that moment of, oh, here's the plot right here?
That's where the plot is. It's right here on the map.
But obviously in less obvious terms.
I mean, like, starting a campaign, or at least, like, from my perspective, like, it's been relatively easy to figure out where the plot hooks are and where to follow them. It's been pretty linear for the most part. Now we're having a little bit of branching because, you know, one NPC has asked us to do one thing, and then another NPC is like, hey, like, do this other thing. So we have, like, kind of a side quest thing going on. So I'm not sure if those are going to converge or they're just going to go their own ways. I don't think even the characters really know that either. So there, yeah, like, most of it is just like, you know, we came here to rescue this one monk guy, and that's kind of the thing that Aster's been kind of focusing on for the most part. She's like, this guy needs our help. We're going to help this guy, hopefully. So that, like, yeah, like, even from very early on, like, I feel like I've kind of been able to follow.
Yeah, I think the same for me. I think there's definitely a lot more hijinks in this campaign, like going from Barovia to let's go see about a monk. Like the next day is like a very big shift. But I think for me, it's been fairly linear, though a lot of jokes are usually like made at the expense of following the plot to a T. I think for our group, everyone kind of wants to figure out what this cult is about. And some people are like, we could observe the cult. Like, we could infiltrate the cult. Like, there's some of, like, that was very briefly talked about. And the rest of us are like, no, let's go find this monk who can tell us things. Like, we wanted to get those henchmen to help us, but it wasn't really, like, going anywhere. Not this past session, but the session before. We're like, this conversation isn't going anywhere. But if you go to this next place, like, they might have more information for you. And we mainly were like, if we can find this monk who knows anything about this cult, maybe that will help us.
Right.
But now it's like, there's also some eggs here that you have to deal with, and who knows what else could be within this cave. And we watched Cyan Wrath and Purple
Man.
Purple Angry. If
The
we
man
go along
behind
like
the
the same.
slaughter.
Yeah, Cyan Wrath and Purple Angry. That's what I'm going to call them. So that way
Turk.
Works well.
Are you
they went
Purple
into the
Angry
cave. Purple Angry. They went into the cave, and that's all we really know. And then we heard weird old bitey voice. Actually, I don't even think like most of the party did. I think that was just
like the
Hyacinth's
3 people
character.
that were down. Oh.
Because it was like directly talking.
Oh, yeah.
So we
That's
might not
actually
even be
very true. We
aware.
don't even know that. Oh, no.
We might not know, but I know my character is definitely of the mind of, I'm not gonna fuck around with the cave. Like, I don't need to do that. We could worry about that when people leave. Like, we should leave now. So I think like when we start up the next session, it's going to be very, what do we do next? Because it's either
we're gonna
help the
start
prisoners
panic
to safety
again.
We also 3-way split the party.
Yep.
So we have to like regroup.
Yeah, we did.
Gotta
That's
spaghetti fork the group back
Great
up.
idea. That's
That's
rule
always-
number 1. You're supposed to do that.
always the best way to die. Yeah, no, I think it's cool how you guys have, you know, caught your stride and you're, you know, experiencing the campaign for, you know, what it is, instead of like, you know, because you in the beginning you kind of have the wobbly legs and you're like, what? Okay,
What is
what's
this
going
place?
on
What's
here?
going
What
on?
is this place?
Yeah.
Obviously with Tyranny of Dragons, you're really kind of just thrust in there, you know, in the very beginning. So sometimes it can be a little overwhelming. But I'm glad you guys have figured that out a bit.
Yeah, and we're still young, honestly. Like, you can still tell we're a very young campaign. So
we
like,
are 200 years old, my brother and I.
Yeah, but just in terms of like, yeah, like still figuring out our party dynamics and stuff.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
still a lot of that to do. Like, there's still a lot of groundwork to do, but like, we're only 4 episodes in. Like, it's gonna get figured
Plenty
out.
of
But
time
like, yeah,
until one
there's
of you
plenty of time,
dies.
and it will eventually, get more serious than
I'm kind of banking
Jinx every episode. But
yeah, I'm banking on it being me to be the one that dies, not because of like what happens in Curse of Strahd, but because I'm the sister and the wife of 2 people, so that would be pretty fun.
no.
See, you know,
Listen,
that's
listen.
fair.
We
I
have
wish
we
you
have
might
2 party members that will have access to revivify, so we're gonna be fine.
I am the cleric, and I don't even bring healing spells.
I think that's a little bit like the Sir Heg shining through, though. Like, I have to have healing spells. Okay, I have to. That's what I do. I support.
No, yeah, what I'm totally on board with is wishing dramatic death for your characters.
Yeah,
that was literally all my characters. I come to a point where we're like, yeah, but how do they die, and how do we make it cool? how do we like take this death and just ruin everyone else's day with it in the best way possible?
You've always been like that. We're not gonna get into it. You've always been like that, Turk.
Because it feels satisfying. Because you know,
Very
the worst
satisfying.
thing
It makes
to do
me cry in a
is
hotel room in Florida at like 2 in the morning.
I don't know what you want. I don't know what you're accusing me of, but you know what?
You know?
I think about ways for the characters' stories to end in such a way that it could not just benefit myself, but also like, and like end the character satisfyingly. But like, how does the party move on from this? Like, you know, especially if you are like this integral connection between characters. You know, you're that link. And if your character goes, does that link still exist? Like, are they have to make a new bond somehow? I mean, is shared trauma enough to pull together a group through an extremely difficult series of events that is an adventure? If we were talking about, you know, exploring what your character would think and feel in those moments. I mean, in theory, it could cause, if people really delved into it, it could cause some other player characters to be like, I can't go on anymore.
Yeah.
You know, looking at mythological examples, that's exactly what happens in Jason and the Argonauts. You know, famous characters pass, and then people connected to them like, I don't want to adventure anymore. I am distraught and terrified, and like, this is not what I signed up for when you were saying we were going to go get a golden fleece and become famous and all this stuff. So I think thinking of those is a really interesting thing to do, and you know, I think that's something that's going to be very fun with this campaign because you've all built these intrinsically connected characters.
Yeah, that was a real fun start to chat was, who wants to be married to me? Was Nif yelling into chat, and I was like, fuck it. Like, I've never been married in a campaign. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
And then
What could
Hyacinth
possibly
was
go
like,
wrong?
just side message me. It was like, hey, I was thinking about going elf. Would you want to be siblings? And I was like, yes, come to me. This will just be weird. And we'll build a whole family. And it was, oh, Niffer, you asked me? I thought you asked the whole chat. Never mind. Niffer proposed. Never mind. We got married. Don't worry about it. We're married.
This is good. This is good. Well, regardless of what happens in the coming episode, I'm still very interested to see exactly what happens with that mysterious voice in the cave. And speaking of mysterious voices that you hear from long, dark hallways in the middle of the night in your nightmares, let's talk about Old Bitey's home campaign, Cold Hands, Warm Hearts.
Where he should stay and die.
Hopefully. Hopefully.
It was a little aggressive, but I'm sticking with it.
Cold Hands, Warm Hearts, episode 4. I can't remember exactly. Someone in chat, please remind me what it was titled, because I cannot remember. I think it was like New Friends or something like that.
I think it was New Friends as well.
Yes. Okay. So at the very beginning, the gang was introduced into the new year with a number of nice fortunes and resolutions. Afterwards, having their eardrums assaulted by the first old bitey recap of 2021. After introductions, the players returned to their roles and began exploring the town of Targus, where they met an old friend of Lane's. They heard about a missing person and sled dogs and went to investigate their disappearance. On the way to their quarry's last known location, the party began setting up camp and was assaulted by winged jackalope vultures called peritons. They also found the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in any campaign ever, which is a miniature Terrasque, or Terrasque, or Tarrasque, or however you are supposed to say it. Just chilling under a tree. Just having fun. And I had a real visceral reaction to seeing that. It was somewhere along the lines of this. Like, I mean, just sitting here like, and then the picture popped up. What? What is in this campaign right now? How dare you? How dare?
Oh my god, that makes it so much better, HP.
Oh no.
That makes it so much better. Yes. The change was definitely better. Too late.
Oh my gosh. Can you imagine though? Can you imagine if a full-sized Terrasque, or however you say it, just appeared? I'd freak out. I'd definitely freak out. And I freaked out during this clip that we're about to show you. So hopefully you have the same reaction that I had, because it was just wild, yo.
And over here under the tree is something that you've never seen before. It is, well, it looks like a spiky-backed dragon, but it's only, maybe 4 feet tall. It looks like this.
We got a baby dinosaur!
It's so cute!
Aww.
And when you look back down, the little figure is gone. You have a incredibly violent, hate-filled, small Tarrasque.
My favorite.
So adorable.
This is our new pet.
Of course, Niffer's first reaction was, "Oh my god, baby dinosaur!" Which made the moment even better, because I'm over here like, "Huh?" And she's like, "Oh."
It's so cute.
Yeah, it's 4 feet tall. It's fine.
Yeah, 4 feet. 4 feet tall.
Velociraptors are smaller than that and will gobble you up. So
Yeah. Oh.
I also was like, oh? It was a very Niffer reaction, so I expected that, but I was like, is HP gonna tell them?
Yeah.
Someone's gotta tell him.
Someone's gotta tell him.
So he was describing it, and I was like, no, of course not. And then it popped up on screen, and so just a whole bunch of surprise on that one. But anyway, with the assistance of their new temporary pet, because thankfully it went away. Thankfully to some, but I know Niffer was not very happy with that. They killed the Perrytons, but unfortunately Neo was knocked unconscious in the process, causing the new Terrascape pet to cry out and defend him like a good boy. After Neo was healed, they rested and found themselves snowed into their encampment. Only minorly set back, they completed their journey to Kelvin's cairn. They found the missing sled dogs, still tethered to their sled, but their driver was nowhere to be found. They made to climb their way up to the cairn. Brahm climbing up himself to secure a climbing rope for the others, but Sabine losing her footing and falling down the side of the mountain, which was another one that I almost clipped. It was very good. The party ascended multiple ledges of the mountain and found a travel-worn man with some sort of item sticking out of his side. The episode ended on a literal cliffhanger, and a post-game discussion ensued.
That's why he's called Cliffhanger. Any of you Between the Lions
That's
fans?
why he's called Cliffhanger.
You know.
Oh yeah.
Listen, maybe Niffer, maybe in the future, if HP is gracious enough, he'll allow your Terrasque friend to come back. But man, that would be a problem in towns, I would think.
Just a little.
All 10 of them, yeah.
Yeah, all 10
But
of them.
also, okay, honorable mention for in session moments, after the Perryton combat, everyone rushing to heal Neo, but Mirth is including Mirth, who is really badly hurt because none of the healing. Just honorable mention. The fact that it inspired me to make a meme about it. Honorable mention there. It's just very good, and I want to shout it out because I have the platform to share my unsolicited opinions on this show.
They have given me a soapbox. I'm gonna stand on it.
And maybe if we find the meme, we can put it up on the screen. But I don't know. You have that capability, Turk?
Not at this moment, sir. No.
Oh, shucks.
It's okay.
I'm limited by the technology of my time and the fact that I don't have Discord open.
Put it on the Twitters.
We'll figure it out. Yes, we will put it on the Twitters. Check out the Twitters, and you can find us at Total Party Recap. That'd be a good idea.
That would be a good idea. It's like
that'd be a really good idea.
That'd be very good.
Our interns need to get on that. No, we don't have that sort of thing. But check out TPK Roleplay. At TPK Roleplay on Twitter and everywhere else.
You had me there for a second. I was like, there's a Twitter? And I just had to go and search my brain Rolodex for things that I've seen online. No.
Not yet.
Because what we truly need is more social media management.
No.
Thank you, HP, for
that.
So good. That sounded too close to an old bitey refrain.
I was gonna say, dangerous, sir. Dangerous.
Dangerous territory.
Speaking of dangerous territory. Jinx. You owe me your firstborn son.
Oh. Well,
okay then.
Anyway.
Might find one.
Yeah, I don't care how you store-bought's fine. Anyway, we have not one, again, as I am Barovia boy. I have been tasked with covering both instances of intruders and trespassers in the lands of Strahd. A most gracious and humble lord. As Dark Echoes started this last just yesterday morning, actually, and you're asking yourself, morning? Yeah, we woke up early to get real sad and real scared, and it's also really fun because it's our first campaign using Foundry, which is also very scary in and of itself. this was our intro to Curse of Strahd. We met a good portion of our cast of characters as they were taken into the mists, and we watched them faff about in the fog for a bit until coming upon a certain house where everyone in chat kept saying, "Hey, is this the house? Is this the house? Is this the house?" They just started. Is this the house? The house? Like the house? Are you running the house right now? People seem to know this adventure quite a bit, and not just because we're running it with a more advanced group on Wednesdays. So where did heck go? Oh no. But yeah, it was just great fun to be a part of and to be exploring for the first time. As I understand, I am amongst seasoned veterans in that group. So coming into that with absolutely zero idea of what is happening is a good time. I've been really enjoying it. So much so I had to sing, and I put myself on blast here. But you know what? When your brain is on early morning, no bean juice strength, you sometimes do certain things when the DM hits you with trigger words.
Trees of wood. If
I
somewhat
see
like
trees
covered
of
with
wood.
thick, dark,
Black
hanging
puddles
moss.
too.
I'm
filled with gloom.
I'm almost happy I can't
With me
speak
and you.
with them right now.
And I like to
Alex,
myself,
you have a lovely singing voice.
we're all gonna die. Thank you. Yeah,
Are you an avid singer? Were you?
I'm not an avid singer.
We're all gonna die.
There is certainly a overwhelming feeling of dread in the air in this campaign, and Alexander is just keyed into it better than most. It's already spoopy. I already have some pretty haunting things. You may have noticed some excellent costuming work already being done, both by Kohlrabi and Sarah X. Franco, who did not play her character. In fact, pulled a fast one on us and played a completely different character. So, it's I don't even know who. Well, I kind of know. Foundry kind of spoiled it for us.
Lies,
but it's lies. I do, of course, I know because Foundry spoiled it a little bit. But I'm gonna move forward as I don't even know what that means. Kind of. But I got this book full of notes, and I'm ready to fill it up. And I'm really excited. And I have a question for Corn Dog. Help.
So do suplex ghosts. That's
Okay,
good. That's a good one.
All right. I have 12 strength. Is that achievable?
Yep.
Yeah. All right.
I have like 8.
Right,
It's fine.
I'm gonna write this down. Super.
Let's see. Some good notes.
Mm-hmm.
Don't eat.
Don't eat.
I can't. There's like more of that sentence. I can't. There's like spoiler text box right
here. One of our characters does nothing but eat.
Good luck.
Oh no.
Okay. Don't.
Toby.
Don't eat. I'm worried. I am more worried for Toby than ever. Okay.
Just don't eat with a spoiler box, and
Okay,
you don't have
I love
access
this.
to click the spoiler box.
Just before we go any further, I love this because I'm also a player in this campaign. I've DM'd the campaign, so I know exactly what you're talking about.
Same. Well, I've read it. I haven't played or DM'd it, but I've read it and I've seen it, and I'm scared. Poor Toby. We can't let Toby.
Don't eat.
No.
Don't eat. Extra context here, but you can't see it yet.
How about this? Don't touch anything.
Don't.
Okay, that's.
I mean, but you can get some really cool stuff if you touch things. So like.
You can also get the bad things.
Maybe touch some stuff.
Yeah, maybe touch some stuff. That's a good note.
Okay.
No, it was really fun watching this session because it was drastically different from ours, like the way Sarah played and stuff like that. Like I was just like,
Every Curse of Strahd is
We
different.
straight up left those kids outside. We're like, stay in the fog that could possibly kill you. Because last HP also did not show us what the book image of the children looks like. Don't look at that. Don't look at that if you guys just don't. They're some creepy kids. But it was fun watching and just seeing how everyone handled everything differently. Because that place was probably our place of the most shenanigans. Which probably shouldn't have been the case. Probably should have been a more serious adventure, but...
How many sessions did it take you to get out of there?
Oh gosh, HP was at 3? 3-hour sessions, so like 9 hours spent inside of there. And I'm like watching how your group is doing it and how like far you've gotten in one session. I'm like, how did they do all this? Where is the other stuff?
So there's us where, you know, we've torn through the house very quickly. And then there's like Luca and Sarah's home group that they played in, where it took them 3 8-hour sessions to get through it. Literally 24 hours of content.
Yeah, I don't feel like we even found everything that we were necessarily supposed to find in it. We're just kind of like, because I know HP changed some things for our group based on kind of like our lines and veils and stuff like that. Like it was very much like, no, like there are certain things that we're not okay with, so we swapped some things out. And I feel like a lot of stuff could have been added to ours that I haven't read the book because I specifically like really wanted to play in this campaign. I have the book. I haven't even done the crack open to sniff it.
Oh,
it's just sitting there. I can't. I don't want any spoilers.
It's gonna be great when you finally finish.
Yep.
And you're like,
gonna just fuel me with
weird
Barovian hexes.
Smells like
Can I
dead
just
people.
say, the amount of hype that we had for this premiere for a Saturday morning was
Saturday mornings,
incredible. It was so good. There was so much support in the chat. Like I was completely blown away by it, and like we got some like really awesome new people in the community too, which I was like really happy about.
I think that's been a theme this week. I mean, even tonight we had someone follow us. So I don't. Hey.
I don't know, but it just
if you're
makes
new,
me very
welcome.
happy. Yeah.
Hey.
I don't know why
2021.
you're watching this, but hello.
2021 is the year of TPK. Mark my words.
Oh no! What is 2022 going to be then?
Mark them.
Okay.
With what? I've got pens.
The blue pen.
Blue pen? All right.
Listen, Nif. I wasn't yelling at you to stop using rewards, period. I said stop getting in a bidding war about them because you have limited resources, alright? So you can only do or redeem a certain amount of times. If you just keep reversing the same thing back and forth, nobody gets anything. That's
I will say,
what I'm trying to make.
I will say, and yes, it is a bit detrimental to the players, but guys, the chat goblins have been so active recently, and I'm so
I've been happy about
proud of you all. I want to give a special thank you and clapping of hands to Dev Develops for his insidiousness on Saturday. It is very good. I do appreciate it.
Thank you, Chrissy. Thank you, Chrissy, for trying to help.
Even though you literally destroyed my character in the first session, I love it.
Sorry.
I love it.
You have to do
A
that
druid.
you have to do it with disadvantage, Tyrant.
Oh, you know what? I can use my new dice that I got from TPK Secret Santa
That you opened a while ago.
that I opened way too while ago.
He follows the rules.
I didn't follow the rules either, so when I found out that you'd opened it previously, I was like, perfect.
Well,
So
this is disappointing. It's a disadvantage. I rolled a nat 20.
Oh yeah, can't get rid of that.
But it's still a 15. Hey.
You're allowed to
But
continue.
yeah, thank you. No, but it's great. Especially in long-term campaigns when things last a bit longer. Because of Dev's bad table, my druid, every plant he touches turns to ash for a week. And a week's a long time in Barovia.
A week is a very long time. We haven't even come up to a week yet in our session, and we've been playing 4 months.
Yep.
This is gonna be great.
Oh, that'd be great. Fine.
I got finger gloves.
You did, with little ivory nails.
That's my thing. I got little fire snappers and finger gloves.
The way you said finger gloves kind of reminded me a little bit of old Greg.
Old Greg.
I'm old Greg.
I'm
with my finger gloves.
With my finger gloves. My old Baileys from my shoe.
Also, Corn Dog, thank you for the Secret Santa. I believe that is all of our content that we are supposed to talk about. However, if you guys are okay with it, I wrote a thing for TPK for the right before Christmas. And since this is the recap of that time period, I figured I could read it for everybody. 'Twas the night before TPKmas, when all through the chat, not a creature was stirring, not even Hex cat. The dice bags were placed by the table with care, in hopes that Lord Robbie soon would be there. The players were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of tamed pets danced in their heads. Luca with her coffee and Tyrant in his hood had just signed off of Harper Season 1 for good. When out in the Discord there arose such a chatter, I sprang from my chair to see what was the matter. Away to the player hub I flew like a flash, turned off streamer mode, and blinked through my lash. Through dark mode did shone a festively glow, gave her luster of midday to comments below, when what to my wondering eyes did appear but a bunch of fine people full of holiday cheer. With the little old champion of this bountiful lobby, I knew in a moment he must be Lord Robbie. More rapid than eagles, his GMs they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Tyrant, now Luca, now Sarah and Turk, on Tony, on Proper, on JK and Heck, to the top of the Twitch, to the top of the Twitter. Now talk away, cheer away, love away hither. As bits that before the wild hype train fly, when they meet with tech difficulties in chat they say hi. So up to the hideout the GMs they flew with the Discord full of joy, and Lord Robbie too. And then in a twinkling I saw in all unity the smiling faces of our grand community. That's half of it, y'all. I didn't realize how long this was. As I inclined my head and was smiling around, down in the chat came Lord Robbie with a bound. He was completely dressed from his head to his foot, and not a strand was tarnished with ashes or soot. A bundle of happiness he had flung on his back, and he looked like a rock star, just learning to hack. His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples, how merry. His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His kind little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard on his chin was, so-so. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work and filled all of our heart with enjoyment and mirth. And laying his finger aside of his nose and giving a nod, from the chat did he rose. He sprang to his PC, called his team with delight, and away they did not fly on this cold winter night. For here is the truth. Twixt St. Nick and Lord Robbie, only one would abandon this thing we know to be more than just a hobby. I just want everyone who watches this show, who watches all of TPK's content in whatever format or media form they do, to know that we love you, and we are so happy that you are part of this community. We hope that all of you had an incredible holiday season and found some sort of respite through this crazy year that we have come to hate. And now that it is over, hopefully we can move forward. And while the world is not going to be anywhere near normal for a long time, probably never like it actually was before, at least we have each other. And that means a lot. So happy holidays from TPK to all of you. Hey everyone.
Hey.
Let's not get sappy. I don't want to cry tonight.
Too late.
We have a lot of content coming up this week.
Yes,
So
this
many new
future's
things
so bright. I
too,
need to blind myself with the
y'all.
schedule.
My goodness.
Yes.
Do
First
you-
things first,
do you
Corndog,
realize
thank you so much for joining us tonight. It was
fun.
so nice to be able to sit down with you and talk about your campaigns and, just everything in general. So thank you so much. And I can't wait to see more of what you do. I mean, we have you twice every other week. So
Yeah, and eventually
at
in a
least.
Sherlock thing. Eventually.
Yes.
And I also did draft up a Centaur Barbarian for something, but
Oh yeah,
we'll
for
see if
Black
that,
Chapel,
if
whenever
that
that happens.
All right.
Black
Yeah.
Chapel. It's
Well,
gonna
we'll-
happen. It's
we'll
gonna
see.
happen at some point, guys.
She'll be
We'll
able to
see
climb up
when
the
it happens.
ceiling.
We will see when it happens.
Darn tootin'.
But yes, we do have a lot of content coming up. If you do check out the calendar, which is going to be linked in chat if it isn't already, we have 2 off days throughout all of January. And in terms of the amount of content, we don't have an off day. We have 30 things for 30 days, which is nuts. Guys, we are really
So much
out
dope
here. We are out here, and I'm scared. I'm not scared. It's going to be great. But tomorrow, we have the triumphant return of David Dudka GMing his third one-shot for TPK Roleplay. He will be GMing 55 Below Zero and 6 Feet from Hell, which is a horror-based one-shot using the one-shot RPG system. It's based in Antarctica and has very Thing-esque vibes. So if you're into that kind of thing, and you want to see my face because I'm in everything,
You're in everything.
come hang out. Speaking of being in everything, this Tuesday.
Do you know what time it is?
This Tuesday.
It's back!
Is the return of Harper Investigations for episode 1 of campaign 2. New characters, new everything, and level 1. Ha! Oh no! Good Lord, help!
Here I go hurt myself again.
Yep, it's gonna be great. I think we all have just the best characters too. Oh my Lord. Yeah, get ready for that. It's gonna be wild, y'all. On Wednesday is the return of Singularity, our Monsters and Masterminds. Mutants and Masterminds
There you go.
campaign. It had a brief hiatus in December, but is back starting on Wednesday the 6th. So come check that out. We do not have anything on Thursday. On Friday, we have the premiere of Proper Parlor Games, our new board game show, hosted by Proper Nerdy. And we will be playing board games in our character. Should I be? Is that released yet? Or
It's board gaming mixed with RP in a way that you might not initially expect. But yeah, we will be rocking in with we'll be playing a really fun game and doing it in character. What characters those are, you'll have to tune in and see.
Yes, thankfully, we have an incredible team of hamsters that edits all of the things we say on TPR in real time. So thank you, team of hamsters, for catching my mistake that the chat definitely did not hear.
Yeah.
On Saturday, we have Jasper's Game Day. Yes, Turk?
Yeah, no, we have, sorry, I was doing two things and then.
Yes, sorry. On Saturday, we have two events. At 9 a.m., we have Jasper's Game Day, DM'd by Niffer, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, so come check that out. It's going to be incredible. And we have at 5 p.m., I'm assuming these are PST, Pacific?
Yes.
Times? Yes. So 9 a.m. PST and 5 p.m. PST, we have The Top Shelf, hosted by J.K. Madigan. And heck, do you want to talk about that since, are you playing in the first one?
I am actually not in the first one, but I actually have no idea who's in the first one. Yeah, it's a show that's every other Saturday that is going to be a different indie TTRPG every episode. So there's going to be a one shot of, just an indie TTRPG, and then the last hour or so is just going to be talking about how it played, what everyone thought about it, and all of that. Just kind of a review kind of vibe towards the end of the episode. But it's going to be super cool. They're going to be playing Heart City Beneath for the first episode, and I've gotten a little bit of a sneak peek at what the system looks like. So it's going to be really cool. You don't want to miss it.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And then, once again, Total Party Recap.
That's us.
Every Sunday.
Oh my goodness.
Every Sunday.
Every Sunday?
7 CST. Yes.
5 PST.
5 PST. 8 EST. 6 MST.
MST doesn't exist.
Oh.
It does.
I don't know about that.
There's like 6 people who live there.
I haven't met anyone
there's a fair
who
amount
actually
of it.
lives there.
I was there for the first couple of
You were
months of
told
meeting
you
and
were
TV.
there. That's what people want.
What did you mean?
What is the
Mormon
what is the
conspiracy.
hold on, what is where 1 a.m. GMT
Hey.
for those of you who are joining us from
We love you, Al.
from the UK.
Hey,
Hi, I love you. The 4 time zones, yes. But yes,
You used to live in
we
Harmony.
have so much incredible stuff coming up. All of it is very dope, and we're very excited for everything that's coming up, and we hope you are too. We will be continuing to shenanigans literally everything that comes through TPK, so come join us again next Sunday, and we'll be just as crazy.
Yeah, honestly, if not worse.